I think chapter 1 came out like a year a year ago. No. Yo yo! So this week we're gonna have a look back at the first chapter of Rise of the Mad King, and especially on the story of what happened there. And I wanna take this time to talk you through a bit of what I had imagined for the story and go a bit deeper into it. So it basically begins with a shot of the Earth in the near future. The story plays itself in the year 2032. The story itself plays in 2032. It's a horrible thing to say in English, I'm noticing. The main story starts in a city called Riel. Riel is a huge metropolitan, beautiful city, similar to cities like Los Angeles. It has huge city centers, lush, foresty park areas. And it's the main area where Husman is based in. His parents live there, he lives there himself, his friends live there. Basically you see two humans just minding their business, walking around in the city. And yeah, that's for me was like it was important to set the tone of the story, to set the environment of the story. So that was the first scene. And the next scene you see Husman, like my character, the protagonist of the story. And the main character of the story. He's just finished his album. What a coincidence. He was just having a stroll, which he does like usually every week, and not knowing what was happening in the far end of the universe. But after the first couple of scenes, you see like a dramatic turnaround towards an alien planet far away from Earth. It's the planet called Eruptron. It's a volcanic planet, and it's the home planet of the Sentinels. The Sentinels are like a robotic race from like thousands of years ago that lived on the planet Earth. But there wasn't enough electronic energy available for those creatures. So they had to take a decision, stay on Earth and die, or just leave the planet and find somewhere else to live. And then they got attracted by a strange red light, which came from planet Eruptron. And that light like took them to the planet away from Earth. And that's where they stayed like from thousands of years until like the present. So the Sentinels, they came in 3 variants. You have the humanoids, they were like the human, like the foot soldiers. The second variants are the arachnoids, which are like huge mechanical spider variants. And the third variants are the theranoids, which are dog-like robotic creatures. One of the Sentinels adapted the new energy from Erupton on a much higher rate than the other Sentinels. He was called the Monarchoid, and he was like the main leader of the Sentinels, and mainly because he was just stronger than anybody else. And usually with the bad people, they get like leaders because they are like just the most ruthless, the most strong, the most impressive kind of creatures. People of Earth came to know him as the Mad King, because you'll see in the story why he was referred as the Mad King, because he was so cruel, so impressive when he wanted to achieve something. So when they eventually sucked the planet of Eruption dry of energy as well, they really came back to a crossroad, like die on this planet or find another planet to live on. And so they really looked for planets, and they came to the conclusion that Earth was the best planet to return to, because Earth had really developed into a much more energy-rich planet with like the revolutions, the electronic, the AI. Everything is like on a much more developed state. So the Mad King ordered his subjects to invade Earth, basically lay waste to this beautiful planet of ours and extract all the energy so that they could prosper and we would like get extinct. So that's what you see in the next scenes. You see the big army from the Sentinels coming to Earth, like destroying the city where Husman lived in. Following scenes you see the destruction that the Sentinels bring to the city of Riel, and that's something that's sad. That's a really sad part of the story, and really Husman loses everything, his family, his friends, and he's like basically one of the few guys to escape the massacre that happens in Riel. So it was a shock to Husman. So Husman only knew, like in his survival mode, he knew he had to get out of there. So in the next scenes you see Husman like trying to escape from the robots, barely managed to escape the Sentinels, escape the city basically, and that's where he found himself at the Lifeless Frontier. The Lifeless Frontier is like a desert place where in the past they fought countless of battles between armies, like the Second World War, the First World War, and the only thing left was like a ruin and a barren wasteland. So, not knowing where to go, Husman just wandered around for a bit and thought, yeah, this is where I'm gonna die. But suddenly he saw a strange light from a cave in a distance. So running out of options, he went into the cave, and that's where the story of chapter 1 concludes, and that's the main cliffhanger of the first story. So what's gonna happen now? What is he gonna find there? Is he gonna survive, or is he gonna die there, get eaten by spiders? I don't know. Yeah, actually I kind of do, but for the sake of this promotion, I have no clue what's gonna happen. So next Friday, April 27th, the second chapter of Rise of the Mad King will come out. The chapter is titled Human, and it's titled after the single which has been released last week. If you haven't checked it out, you can see the link below for the Spotify. A short teaser for Rise of the Mad King chapter 2 is already available on my Instagram account, so I just suggest check that out, and I hope you're gonna enjoy the new chapter, and I hope you're enjoying the content I'm putting out here on this channel. And I will see you back with a new video next week, where I'll be taking a look in the project of Human and teaching you guys how I did it. And I will give away the stamps again, so you can remix it yourself. And if you haven't, subscribe, and if you like this video, hit that like button, because I appreciate it. Yes. So take care. Bye bye.